The boy was wearing the same side as the green lens on his specs. Which would be his left. He kept fiddling it with it all the time. He was fiddling it with it just because before he picked up the cup end, and then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a display that displays computer data. It's a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a command tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts in good old black and white. I agree and just say, yeah, he used his left hand. This is why it's not his cup. So the victim was wearing an HMD. HAV, what does it matter? It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question, I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have the view of the victim's side of the head. This side of the victim's head. It seems he kept an eye on Mr. Glenn Elg. He was getting on my nerves, rustling that paper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all the fuss dying from one sip of cappuccino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at it made me suddenly speed up my speed eating, and I could have joked. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. He was fiddling it with just before he picked up his cup. The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people. You didn't answer it. One of those people who uses his left hand to get things out of his right pocket. Or fastens his left cuff with his right hand. And when the tour guide says on the right side, you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left, well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously used the hand on the same side of that body that the earpiece was in. How? How? So yeah, if he had the HMD on his left side, then I guess it was his left hand, I guess. Why though? I mean, if it's adjusting a sound, wouldn't you use your right hand? What the fuck ever. What do I know? You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what you try to say. Looks like you really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then check evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there won't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? Can I just say that he's telling the fucking truth then? I mean... like... the only thing would be his profile. Or not, like on something. There's no earpiece on this picture, so maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure what the evidence of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observation of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as his HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could see that the side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear from his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Oh yeah, that's true. He probably wouldn't have had something in his left ear to listen to it. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Be pigeon! Pretty pigeon. Order. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up in his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. He died instantly. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Gooda, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory was credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by the witness is useless. Puh. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. Sounds like a plan. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fudgy. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from here. I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court's adjourned. Sounds good. God damn it. Wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo. Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's. How bad is your memory? How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know. What? There's more. To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in the eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the coffee you wanted if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo's still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. You better get your ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his cappuccino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? It turned things upside down, What? Is that all? Yeah, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everybody's lips, Nick? Yeah, so what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy? You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. Please make it quick so I can go home. The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Noisy brand. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. That's the final battle. Ow, ow. He's chucking those seeds harder than ever. I better be careful. Come on, Nick, nail him. The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that, I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense? The suspense? Isn't it enough? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. Alright, now where was I? Yes, the young boy slumped over the table, and... Was there even a vase? A vase, you say? Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about the vases. I do remember seeing them too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase? Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define? Okay, I get it. I heard it break, and the sight of it burned into my memory as clear as day. Yeah, do I have a photo? Jag. Yeah, that vase looks fine. How about you shut the fuck up, old man? Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase in here is there, intact. Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch. Ow. Well, enough. If you throw any more seeds in this court, the cleaners will be here all night. Alright. What is it now? I just remembered something. I have no idea where I am. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. What? Well, you see... It startled me when that young lad climbed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? This has been absolutely useless. So get the hell out of my courtroom. Yes, I was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. I don't care. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from his left hand, and the earpiece which was inserted into his left ear, of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. I therefore require both the defense and prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from, he is most insistent that his testimony be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. Kiddos really matter, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Kiddos. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I'm sorry, this isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? When the incident occurred, I broke the base of my seat. I'm sorry. I don't know how that's going to be useful. It might have been... Actually, it's going to be something along the lines of, like, there is no noise that happened or something like that. Or the only thing he heard was Maggie hitting the ground or something. Right? That's probably what it's going to be. That is all. The court is adjourned. To be continued. Hey, we got some extension. We can actually go into Tender Lender and see what the hell's going on with his debt and loans. Also need to go check out Glenn's company and see what was going on there. So how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? It got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us, which is good though. We didn't want it to hurt us because the problem is that he was a witness that testified to the fact that there was no one else at the table. We destroyed his credibility, thus his statement of no one else being there is completely useless. That's what's important. Plus, and now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is that old Mr. Kudo saw. What old Mr. Kudo saw? The apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talking about a terrifying case of whatever. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah, we've got to find one for Maggie, or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. Thanks, Maya. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her too. Why is she in questioning? She's already found guilty. Maggie! Maggie! Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Like, there'd be no fucking point. There's nothing she can testify or answer questions that she hasn't already answered. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime too. That's it. Come on. Hey, that sounds like... Oops. Now just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. He's getting really worked up about something. No, that's the wrong number. Looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, just trying to win the lottery. Oh, it's you. I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch right here. Yes, and he's having the 20 cent. What can I say? I wonder if there's a different waitress here. This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just wasn't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? Would you have preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, the case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. Yeah, if it's actually a good conviction, there isn't a hole. So, did Maggie say anything to you about me, I mean? Well, how did she put it again? I don't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. Sad face. special. So, did you like the twin seat set? I've never paid that much money for a lunch before. I was so nervous my hands were shaking. So how'd it taste? God awful. Well, it tastes like absolute dog shit. For 20 bucks, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Really, it was delicate. What? Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? Hmm? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it. I've been trying to think of the right word to describe it, to describe the taste. I just got it right now. Bad. That's how it tasted. Oh. It's kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you pay 20 bucks though, pal. Maybe he should have found that price after he had finished eating. Maybe that's why Glen Elg came here, to have shitty food. Maybe he heard about the famous twin tea set. Glen Elg, the victim, huh? Which reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Gumshoe about what he knows, seeing as he's here already? He's here. So what were you all excited about earlier? Huh? That's right, you said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited. You were excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe, you can't trick a little old me. What were you listening to? Just some fucking porn? Nothing really. It was just the daily exercise show. Are you fucking kidding me, Gumshoe? What? Psych lock? Oh, this lunch specialist lobster is great. Why are those tears in your eyes? It's not good to lie, Gumshoe. There's no point in lying, Gumshoe. The radio. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to? No way, pal. No, now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not gonna tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening. It's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to the lottery. I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win it big just like Glen Elg did. It's like you can see right through me. Huh, I've cracked him already? That's why I said it was nothing. Whatever fucking floats. I'm not gonna question it. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? You lucky? Since when are you fucking lucky? So how'd it go? I won 50 cents. Can you even win 50 cents? It'd be better win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I'm so mad. It would be better to win nothing. Yeah, I know the feeling. I thought I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elg. And when they read those results out on the radio, it really gets your heart pumping when they read it out. You know, they broadcast it live when they're picking the numbers. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Glenn was listening to on the day he was killed. What time is it now? Oh, it's just after 1:30. And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah, look, I've got this flyer when I bought the ticket. Always millionaire radio flyer added to the court record. Interesting. in-air radio. That sounds cool. Because, oh, someone's gonna probably be like, oh, he actually didn't die. Ooh, actually. What's this autopsy say? Between 1:30 and 2:30. That's a pretty big range. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money. No way in fucking hell am I paying for your shit. Let's go ahead and move. Let's see how the kitchen's holding up. Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. I'll be back next month. Oh, natural lament. I will be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. No, I will have everything ready, I promise. I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. No, just stop it, I beg you. And don't let me down. I'll be watching you. No, this is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Oh, no, you don't have to worry. You know you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is our way of sandalwood. I do love Robbie from time to time. Ah! I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye. For now. Creep. Oh, I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become a nervous wreck. There, oui, that feels good. Oh, oh la la, excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes. Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need these. The oil of sandalwood. Isn't this just the leftovers of what you were just using? Oh my god, I'm fucking scarred. Oh, please to God, no. Poor guy. That's awful. Very bien. You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? Oh, no, you're right, monsieur, but perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? Now I can give you my undivided attention and cook you the dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. Wow. But you're right, business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People not understand it. They think it says Dre. I don't think that's the problem. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant is exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays. Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I won't defend it till a finale. No one will take it from me. No one. It seems that girl wants to take it from you really fucking bad. So, who is that one you were just talking to? Oh la la! You saw that? Well, yeah, sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful. Did we see the same fucking person? She didn't look very graceful to me, but whatever. Polite and graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? I'll be back next month. Oh, wait, not Monday. Wait. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around. I'll have everything, I promise. Now that I think about it. Hey Maya, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well then, let's show him the piece of evidence and see what happens. Do I have anything? Oh, his loan. Okay, yeah, okay. I had to, okay. I got you.